The following is the opinion of some dude on the internet. Here we go.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to fame them is my cause.
Full disclosure, I did not actually witness the actual physical media that I've heard some folks have witnessed. I did not lay eyes. I was not around at the time, or maybe I just didn't get there the night before when a lot of folks were playing the Amico and everything, because the hotels were booked. So I ended up leaving at like 4:35 Saturday morning to get to the event. So let's now talk about the Intellivision Amiibo. Crap.
Though I know I should be wary, still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose. Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
Welcome, everyone, to this exciting episode of What's Going On? Let's speculate about some spoilers and everything, because as a bad games journalist, it is my job to scour across the net, searching far and wide, each potential rumor to find out what truth may be inside. And again, this is just speculation. I have no inside information. All I know is I'm starting to triangulate a couple of different things, and I'm starting to feel there might actually be something going on. So why do I say this? This is brought to us by Mr. Mad Max himself. So let's take a look over here. So we should have the audio. Let's just check it out. So this was on, where was it? It was, or I think they're still going. I tweeted this out to the spell. It's Movie Madness and Entertainment. Yes, started streaming 106 minutes ago. And I just happened to notice this particular part. Let's take a look.
For physical, we can reveal that. He said the target is 20. That's what we're expecting now. 20, yeah. I would say 20,
you don't
30.
Play this video.
Okay.
$20 for physical media. It sounds. That's basically what I heard.
But what we learned last night was on another level.
But
really?
You figured out a way to make digital media physical.
But I will tell you that when you got a chance to see some prototype.
What could be going on?
Oh, Mike, you're on this video. You saw it before. I didn't realize you.
I have seen it before.
Some of those inside information. They did not disclose.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I thought
let's keep on going through the video.
Now is a little different than what he showed before.
Them.
Okay.
So what he had before was prototype.
50 minutes ago.
What he has now
is more. Keep on going. We need more information.
Go after dark. Sharing that. I did. Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Continue.
Things. And there's some cool stuff coming.
Yeah.
Intellivision has found a way to make video games.
I need to have him on the show.
And collectible.
Collectible, you say?
Tommy is a gamer. Tommy understands retro reimagined.
I've seen proof. Cyber's lost.
I'm not gonna lie. I totally was there. Tommy ate his dinner pretty quick because I turned around. I'm like, he's still playing games. He seems to enjoy his games. Let's continue on here.
It's just cool. And it just felt really, really awesome.
The quality
and I love
of what is being produced over there is beyond what I had expected.
This is not just an empty case. For each game, detail, the different things that you receive with the game.
Different things we receive with the game, you say? Collectible, you say? Gotta catch them all, perhaps? I don't know. I just remember an article about him wanting to follow Nintendo's footsteps.
So much more.
I saw a solution for the physical game. I saw the solution for getting your physical game from the retail packaging to the system.
Yeah.
I saw packaging for the whole thing.
And so it looks pretty in the box?
Idea.
Nobody's doing anything like what he's got.
I agree, Cyrus.
What he's got planned is going to be very intriguing for a lot of people.
Yes.
Now, not to toot my own horn, but I'm totally going to toot my own horn. Because, again, have I really put this out there? No, not really. Just in random conversations, I'm like, you know what? I'm just kind of curious. I'm like, you have all these different things. You have people downloading. You have people literally just buying digital currency to try to have a chance, an opportunity, if you would, to get something they want. What happens if you actually paid a fair price for something you want and you actually get something useful? What a novel idea. Let's continue.
A lot of collectors.
I know my friend Nick is going to have this. I know Nick from Nick and Lex. I know he's going to have it. I assume
people collect
Enosh
things on the
is
internet.
Want to get the physical media too.
Oh.
I know Saggy's planning on
First
getting a
time for
pre-order.
everything.
I don't think she would. I don't actually recommend just say talk to Angles.
Yeah, they
cool
banter.
stuff coming.
That.
Something's
I
really
believe
worth being
OEBP
excited
was getting.
for. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming down the line.
Cool
We haven't
stuff.
seen this from
I
a
like
company
cool
Right.
stuff.
I agree
since
with that.
probably the mid-90s. I mean,
The 90s, you
this
say?
this is cool stuff.
Ooh,
Oh.
now I think I know what he's saying.
All right. He thinks he knows what he's saying. Now, all I know is if these individuals, or at least some of them, because Miss Mellon said she was admiring a cute little baby rather than paying attention from what I recall from that stream. The 90s, you say. Something useful, you say. Something people may want to collect, you say. What could we potentially be talking about? Now, after doing some gut-wrenching sleuthing on this internet stuff and things, and by that I meant I typed a couple of words into Google and I found some stuff. Let's take a look over here. This little tab. What's this? Feature from Nintendo Life. Intellivision's Tommy Tallarico wants to follow in Nintendo's footsteps, but will he get his chance? Whenever I'm around Miyamoto-san, I'm always asking a lot of game design questions. That sounds like a very wise thing to do. As we can see the Intellivision Amico over there. I think was it the blue or was it? I don't know. It's in one of my videos. But Tommy Tallarico is a name that should be instantly familiar to a lot of video gamers. He's worked on over 300 video games during his long career. His company was involved in design on Metroid Prime. He's been part of video game-related shows such as Electric Playground, Mega 64, and Reviews on the Run. Tallarico also created the record-breaking concert series Video Games Live, which has performed over 420 shows internationally. He's also a guy behind the oof sound in Roblox. Again, how dare you, Mr. Tallarico? But all I know is, if Mr. Tallarico is trying to follow in Nintendo's footsteps, and he's actually trying to listen to gamers, to perhaps give them the actual physical media that many folks have desired. It's like, oh, it's digital. If something happens, you get locked out. Maybe you lose your games. Mr. Tallarico, we want to have our games. And if they could be in some form of a cool form, because maybe we have the technology now, that would also be very beneficial. I'm just saying. Now, what could we actually be talking about? What could be this secret media form that I have not officially seen at all? Well, using my internet powers of triangulation and putting words in the Google, we managed to find another article from Nintendo Power as well. Oh, we have to stop the screen and swap it to another screen because I totally boomered the boomer thing. All right. Oh, we were doing window. We actually did the right thing the first time. All right. These things happen. Now, what did we find? Here's what we found over here. What's this? Also from Nintendo Life. Back 5 years ago in 2016, Rare wanted to do amiibo-style toys during the N64 era. The N64, that was when I was growing up in the 90s. Let's continue. Ahead of the curve, they say. UK Studio Rare has always had a habit of being ahead of the curve. The company founded by Tim and Chris Stamper in the 80s was one of the first Western developers to work on the NES hardware, and in the 90s, the firm would pioneer the use of CGI graphics in 2D games, with the likes of Donkey Kong Country, an incredible game, I must interject there. And Killer Instinct was also, there was scaling representation there as well. Good old Ripter. Even though a lot of people like Fulgor. Oh, his combos were brutal. It was so much fun. According to former Rare developer Chris Server, the man behind the N64 cult classic Conker's Bad Fur Day, again, more furry representation, More recently, one half of Rusty Pup Studio, Gory Detail. Tim and Chris were also looking into using toys to create interactivity with games way before Skylanders, Disney Infinite, and the Amiibo came along. How dare you appeal to children and their love for toys and loving to collect things, and perhaps actual retro folks that like to collect comic books and other forms of physical media? How dare you? Continue. Oh. Scannerworks looks like Urchin. Oh. This is some of the stuff. Oh, it's OG! It's OG stuff! Alright, when quizzing the idea behind the figures, Saber replied it was merely a toy. But DNC, Tim, and Chris had grander plans a few years previously. Oh, okay, it was just a toy. Although I remember TNC wanted to do Amiibo-style things with toys years and years ago during the N64 cycle. Wait a second, you're getting these add-ons? And what you're saying is potentially like Skylanders, it actually had some games on it. It actually had, it had some information on it for particular characters. Wait a second. You're saying if people are going to spend money, they're going to spend it on things that they want rather than a chance at maybe getting something they want? How dare you, everybody. As well as I see you there. Welcome, Parrothead. Welcome, CJH, Zero Infinity, Geek Studios. Again, I am merely just speculation upon what I do not know. I am just a dude upon this internet of stuff and things, simply putting some things together, doing some internet games journalism, if you would, because journalism is important. Well, bad games journalists, but we do what we can. Let us continue. All of the modern Toys to Life figures are based on near-field communication, NFC for short tech, which is quite a recent innovation and wouldn't have been available to the stampers back in the N64 ever. However, the talented siblings were used mucking around with tech, and it's not beyond the realms of possibility to assume they could have created an alternative system. So, you mean something that might have, I don't know, maybe some RFID built in? Something that maybe, let's just say hypothetically, you could wave a little Game Pass card or something through that it could read and get that information? Perhaps one that actually has some interactivity, kind of like Skylanders, or I don't know, being television Amico where you just put it on and it can gain information and potentially even charge it. We might actually have shiny things. How dare you utilize the technology we have at hand? Back to the article. Now, they reverse engineered the Famicom in order to learn how to develop it. That was the Super NES Japanese version. How to develop and produce the arcade hardware that powered Killer Instinct. Oh, that was a fun game. They also created a full-color rival to the Game Boy, which was abandoned when the partnership with Nintendo began to blossom. Just imagine having Conker, Banjo, Kazooie, and Joanna Dark figures back in the 1990s, each of which could unlock or interact with their respective games. Actually, it's probably for the best that this plan didn't come to pass. Nintendo's Amiibo range has drained our bank balance to the extent that we're seriously considered lifting off cold beans for a month just to afford more. Wait a second. Are you saying you're actually making things that people might want to spend money on? How dare you? As we can see, it's that type of plastic temptations that have existed in the 90s. Nintendo Life Team would have probably sold off several vital organs by now. We don't want to have that. We don't want to have that. Internal organs are important. You should only spend money on things you can actually afford, because that would be responsible. Now, as a not very responsible adult, I'm not going to lie. If Tommy Tallarico is enough of a madman to actually literally do this, power to him. Because I remember they showed us these little things with these boxes and everything. And if they actually did this, if they literally have Amico amiibos, it just, people, all I know is I may have accidentally or not used that at the beginning of the stream. I'm just saying this is simply my speculation about what may or may not be coming because I booked my hotel and stuff and got tickets after it was actually announced. And then when I did, publicly at least, and then I showed up a day after many people had got there because there were no hotel rooms available at that particular hotel. And I really didn't feel like booking for another one. So you just get up, you visit, you do that legwork or groundwork, as some folks would say, because not everyone has functioning lower extremities. We should try to make handicapped folks access available as much as we can. All right. And with that, everybody, I thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for watching. Again, this is just a speculation of a bad games journalist on this Internet of Stuff and Things. And with that, be said, everybody, be safe, and you got to remember, got to catch them all.
Searching far and wide, these Pokemon don't understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend. We must have.
This stream is now banned in Japan. I'm speculating about that.
Have you guys checked out the Memes of Destruction's channel? He's an interesting dude. I like him.